had to write besides black Africans.
Okay. Let's take it like this. When the Europeans said they fit in Africa, around 1430, 1500, none of the modern things that you see around existed. There was no electricity in 1430. There was no aeroplane. There was no cell phone. There was no satellite. There was no tire road like you see. There was no motor car. None of the things that existed, that you see today, modern things, existed. They enslaved us to build the entire progress. Because slavery, colonization, was so that we better the lives for free. You know that, right? So it was not for fun. They were not doing slavery and colonization for fun. They did it to better their lives.
Look, there is something you don't understand here. Because obviously someone gave you that propaganda, white people are bad, we are good. No, listen, we are here in Africa.
We are discussing
those who are strong enslaved those who are weak. And it's like that in Asia, in Europe, wherever you go, it's exactly the same.
I'm saying we are exchanging idea, right?
The only reason they come and enslave us is not because they are bad and we are good. No, it's because they have the technology to enslave us.
Okay, now the point here is we are exchanging idea.
Yeah.
If you have convincing argument that shows that what I'm saying is wrong or is a propaganda, it does not make sense, it is not based on fact, right? Then you prove it. And if I can prove that your argument is based on propaganda also, not fact, I have to prove it. I just want to clear that,
then
so that you can go on. Yeah.
Wherever you go, in China, in Brazil, wherever you go, people enslave other people.
Where do you know that from? Where do you know that from? Because you just spoke about Shaka Zulu. We agree that the history about Shaka Zulu is not written by the Zulu people or any African.
That's the line of program that's wrong.
You know.
Look, someone come and tells you that everything white people wrote is bad, and then you don't even look. Wherever you go, there has been war before white people came there. War is all over the place. Everyone is doing. No one needs someone to come and teach them to do war.
But you are trying to not use logic here. We agreed. It's well known. Apartheid is a crime against humanity.
We are not talking about apartheid here. We are talking about human beings enslaving human beings.
Okay, sorry. I'm talking about what you are using as a history to make your case. We're talking about what the argument, the basis of the argument to make a case.
Yeah.
I say that argument is corrupt.
Yeah, because white people wrote it.
Yeah, you know why? You know why I'm saying it's corrupt? Because you as a human being, me as a human being, we rely on information to make arguments, to make cases, right? And to discuss.
Yeah,
but if the basis of our argument is not true, then we are on the wrong path. I just want to conclude this. Why did I go to apartheid is known as a crime against humanity? Because you are using a history written by a crime against humanity on the victim. If you are using the history, if you are using a history written by well-known evil people, right? It means that history cannot be true because those people are known to be malicious, liars, propagandists, and criminals.
You know what? That's ironclad propaganda. It means
it's not propaganda. It's true.
I can tell you
because Hitler.
You already know that everything that's been written is wrong.
Sorry.
This is what you should do.
Sorry.
Look.
Sorry.
Take all the history books written by white people and prove that it's wrong.
Okay.
Then bring me that's the right thing. Then we can talk.
Okay.
Because right now we know that everything I will tell you it's wrong because it's been written by white people.
If you base your thinking, right?
How can you say that it's wrong already? You have never proved that it's wrong.
Okay.
Who told you that history is wrong?
Okay. If you base your arguments on what crime against humanity.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
I just wanna
look. Take all the history written by white people. Prove that it's wrong.
Okay.
Then you can say that it's because it was propaganda.
I just proved to you it's wrong. Because let me take an example
about prove anything.
Let me take an example.
Can take that propaganda.
Let me take an example. Have you heard about Adolf Hitler?
Yeah.
Do you know what Adolf Hitler did?
Everyone is talking.
Do you know
about
that anything associated to Adolf Hitler is illegal, is a crime almost? Right now in Europe, in many parts around the world. You know that?
What do you mean associated? I know that fascist parties still exist.
That means if the statue of Hitler has been removed from around Germany because he's an evil person. Anything that is Gestapo police force or his journalist wrote is seen as evil.
Yeah, do you know that because of the right of association, in Europe there are people who have their fascist gathering. No one will travel
But do you know that the German state,
I know.
The German state don't use Hitler history about Jews, right? Because those people wrote, as the basis of any argument. It's illegal because they are known as a crime. The Hitler was sweet compared to the European leader, the French ruler. Let me just finish. Hitler was like sweet compared to the French ruler of Gabon. They were doing horrible atrocities to Africans that same time. But because our brain is only filled with what the Europeans want us to know, so we speak more about Hitler than the equivalent of Hitler of that time. What was the conditions of Africans during Hitler? Were we free? Were Europeans using us like animals? Yes or no? In 1945 or 1944 or 1943, when Hitler was doing his things there, what was the conditions of Gabon, of Senegal, of Kenya? We know the British were removing testicles from the Mau Africans in Kenya. We never were cutting hands. I've seen photos myself where they were cutting hands of Africans, even children. So Hitler was not cutting hands of Jews or removing the testicles. So why?
No, he was killing them.
I'm saying
it was not even that bad. He just took them to the gas chamber and then killed them.
Do you know how many genocide Belgium did in DRC, in Congo, whatever? So what it means is, while we speak about Hitler, here everybody speak about Hitler, but we don't speak about the equivalent of Hitler that was in Africa that time, because our brain has been redirected by European propaganda to look at things from the angle, not from our own angle.
Look, that's where I'm not okay with you.
Okay.
That's where I'm telling you it's propaganda. Look, if you think that everything white people wrote is wrong, then take it, prove that it's wrong, and show it to the world. Look, this what they said is wrong. But don't come to me and tell me that everything I can tell you is wrong because I've been misinformed before. No, that's not right.
Okay, let's take it from this angle. Why do you value history written about victims from an oppressor? Let me rephrase it. Here is an oppressor who has done abominable crime against his victim, and that oppressor writes the history of his victim, right?
Yeah.
And you take that oppressor history about his victim as fact. Will a logical thinking person do things like that?
No, what I'm not okay with is that victim attitude. Oh, the world is bad, I'm good, and the world did bad things to me. No, look, the oppressor wrote something, then you, instead of going around saying that everything they wrote is wrong, write something of your own, and then prove that what they said is wrong.
Okay.
You see?
Now,
this is too easy now. You have never done any research. You have never written anything. You write something and put it out there.
No,
Let people judge.
You will be seen as somebody who's totally illogical. You know why? Because if an entity is declared a crime against humanity,
which entity?
Let me just, like apartheid, South Africa. Let me just finish.
Do you mean to say that apartheid is white people?
Not only apartheid South Africa, colonization of Angola, of Kenya, of the rest of Africa, by the British, by the French, by the Germans, by the Spanish. It's known as a crime against humanity and slavery. Now, it means those people were doing crimes on African victims. So whatever they wrote about a victim is null and void. If you go where there is human beings and you say that we should take history of a well-known criminal entity and use it as the basis of our argument, a human being will say, a true human being who has human sense, we say wrong. Just like you can't use like you can't use Hitler documents history about Jew as fact. You can't use English history of Shaka Zulu as fact, because the English are known as a crime against humanity.
English were how can I say? I'm looking for the right. They wrote that wrong history. They put it out there for everyone to read, so everyone could prove that what they wrote was wrong.
Yeah.
They've never went to their own people and talking, you know what, this is what we are going to talk about. No, they made books. Okay. They sold those books. Okay. They gave them to the schools.
Okay.
Read this, and then they know that if you read, you can prove that they are wrong.
Okay.
What you should do is write your own thing and prove that everything they've been writing all these years is propaganda. And then you can talk and say that, you see, this is proof that all this they have written is wrong. You cannot just come to me and say it's wrong. It's proof.
Do you know that writing a book is documentation?
Yeah.
It's like documenting. Do you know that doing a video and speaking about something is documenting also?
Yeah.
So the difference between writing and doing a video is just like one is in a written form, right?
Yeah.
And the other one is in a recorded, but both are documentation.
What you should do is...
Do you agree that both are documentation?
I agree.
So you can't say...
what I'm telling you
can't say...
Look, document African history with this video.
But you can't say me documenting this argument, right, is nothing.
Look, I'm not...
Because most of what people know, most of what Africans know about the world, they see it on TV.